could have swore that she was... No, wait, no, that was Angela Lansbury.
Ah.
She played the fluffy kitty, the little white one.
Kitty. Okay, so we all scream with the Horror Honeyz. Welcome, everybody. With me... You know, I don't...
We have that guy.
No, we have you. We have Bathsheba.
Me? That guy.
Bathsheba, the honey of 1,000 creepypastas. And I had something else that I wanted to say, but I can't remember what it was.
It's all good. I don't know.
It's fine.
It'll come to you later. Like 10 o'clock tonight or you know, at 3 a.m., the cursed hour. And all of a sudden it will come to you and be like, oh, damn. Speaking of, we have the delectable, delicious, the dame of dames, the Dame Saturday.
Hello, how's everybody doing today? I'm your friendly Grim Reaper. I've been busy a bit, don't take it personal. But I cannot do it alone without the magnificent Mary P. and the Rabbit Punches.
Oh,
yes! I got introduced this time. This is great.
Oh, you're that special.
and as you guys heard, we also have Mia Mina, the undead ballerina, with us.
Yes, beautiful hauntlings. Today, we are doing a tribute to a woman who influenced film around the world for the last, well, at least the last 100 years, because, yeah. As of recording this is being recorded on January 8th, so it's been a week since we lost Betty White. She died on December 31st, just before the new year started. And when we were talking about it last week, we decided that we needed to do something to attribute the amazing woman that she was. She was one of the most endearing faces, according to one article I read. She has been called the Queen of Hollywood, the Queen of TV, the Grand Dame of Television, and the legendary Lady of Television. But before we get into that, Patches, take it away.
Okay, guys. I mean, you know the drill here. You're very much aware of it, but just in case, I need to remind you again. Guys, come closer. Just listen to my words, okay, Betty? Remember to like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell to get more people in here, damn it!
Tell them.
And also, if you haven't hit that join button, and I guess you don't want any channel perks. Bah.
Well, fine.
Fine. Yeah, geez.
La-ti-da.
We also ask you to give the answer to our question of the day in the comments. And our question of the day, you know, I honestly thought about making it about Betty White. And then I was like, you know, yesterday we lost Sidney Poitier. Who I am not ashamed to admit I had a crush on. Not only that, my mother had a crush on him.
Oh, so it was a competition between you two?
If you've ever seen To Sir with Love, you will know why. He was also in Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, the original, which at the time was very, very controversial. So yeah. So I changed it, and I said, I asked the girls, I said, this will be a good one. And they said, yeah. So who is the celebrity that you will miss the most when they die? Let us know that in the comments. Also, remember to keep your counting of your drinks for the number of drinks you have to drink when someone says just saying or bacon. We're still coming up.
We added bacon?
We added bacon to it. Yes. And we had another one to add to it, but I can't remember it because I didn't write it down, and that's my fault. So let us know what your
Tell
count
your
is.
score.
Tell your score.
Tell us if you hug your toilet.
You know, I listened to the show that I just sent in last night or night before last, and you really want to know if they hug their toilet, don't you, Dame?
Yes! I mean, come on. It's unusual.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, Betty White. This woman, she's amazing. I mean, she's not only gorgeous. She's not only gorgeous. I mean, let's be honest. She's a beautiful woman. She was beautiful even at 99. Let me see if
She didn't even look that old. Why is it that 99 does not look that old anymore? Oh, I'm getting closer to it. That's why. I don't know.
God.
She just held her presence so well, though. She was an all-around, wonderful, remarkable woman.
I want to put this.
I think she won the genetic lottery.
Oh, yeah.
She was everyone's grandma. She was the grandma. Everybody.
She wasn't just everyone's grandma. She was just, you know, she was that woman. You know, everybody.
Oh,
Let me put this up there. Get the right screen there. No. That is. I'm showing.
Oh, she really won.
I'm showing. I'm showing the first picture in our little catalog there.
Let's see if I fall out.
That is. I don't even know what year that is, but it's a beautiful picture of her. Really see her blue eyes.
Yes.
And this one was this set of 3 pictures was touted as rarely seen pictures of Betty White. There she is driving a car, and I don't know what it was. Must show that they were taking a picture of her. So tall there from that angle, and she was only 5'4".
Still taller than me.
There's a should I say
Wow.
4, but she aged beautifully. Can you tell?
Yes.
Her hair. So. My grandmother had that hairstyle. It was a little bit longer.
Echo.
But my grandmother had that hairstyle. I love that picture. That one picture of her in the blue dress, that's from the Golden Girl. I don't know where the other one is, but that was from the Golden Girls. That could have been from Petticoat Junction. You know she was on that, too.
Wow. She hits around.
Not going to be able to pop this out, but People magazine has a memory of Betty White's life in photos. ABC News was of a new coffee book, Betty Life's film career and life, as she neared 100, called 100 Remarkable Moments in an Extraordinary Life. So yeah, this woman was amazing. There's a lot. You see, we have all our notes in here. Screen off. Go away.
Yeah, I absolutely loved her when she was going.
Did we lose you?
Still is a big thing for me. I love vaudeville. Carol Burnett, Betty White, Tim Conway, those guys. Oh God, they were just hilarious to watch. Oh my God.
In 1945, she appeared for the first time on film, at least that we know of. The movie, it was a short. This was back when they had shorts before movies. We didn't have television. We had little short thingamies before movies. And it was called A Time to Kill, and she was an uncredited extra I bet they never thought about that being something people would remember.
I guess I didn't know about that myself. That's news to me.
In 1949?
I mean, she was in a lot. I mean, that woman's career, to go for as long as she did. Oh my God, you know.
Her filmography on IMDb has 124 credits as an actress. That's just as an actress.
Yeah.
That's not counting everything else she did, because it's also got soundtrack credits. She sang Let It Grow on the Lorax.
Wow. She was also in the Wild Thornberrys, The Origin of Donnie.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
She was on Date with an Angel in 1957, and she smiled at me, uncredited again. She was on the Sonny and Cher show, for those of us who remember that.
That's great.
She sang You Were Meant for Me and Channel 86 Cutesy News theme. She sang The Good Ship Lollipop on the Mary Tyler Moore show. I can't say that one without looking at it.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
And The 12 Days of Christmas, and Deck the Halls, and It's a Long Way to Tipperary, all on that one show.
Oh, she was also on The Simpsons. She was a voice actress for that one as well.
Yep, and same with Family Guy and
Advise and Consent.
Yes.
Speaking of, I looked at this and was like, we're not going to talk about this, but you know, she was on a lot of soaps.
Oh my God, I thought that was her. The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I'm still a fan of it. She played Mrs. Doolin.
Yep.
Yeah, she did a lot of cartoons. I mean,
she did a lot of voice acting, and she did a lot of all sorts of things. I think where a lot of people from the horror community would probably best, I guess, remember her. That's bad. Probably was in, well, no, not Mama's Family. Quit looking at that. Matlock.
Oh, yes.
She was on Matlock in 87. She was on, well, everybody knows the Golden Girls and the Golden Palace, which was a spin-off of the Golden Girls. She was also on Diagnosis Murder.
Yes. Oh, my mom used to watch that. Dick Van Dyke.
Love that show. I did. She was on she was in Lake Placid.
That's right. Was she? She was
a horror movie.
I can't remember that show. It's been so long, but
that was a horror movie.
Right.
Oh, she was in that old show, too. My Name is Earl.
Yeah.
She played Mrs. May Rose Wiesmer episode, The Witch Lady. How funny. Yeah. Wow.
Some of you may remember her from that 70s show.
Yes!
Gary the Rat. She was Gary's mother.
Wow.
Yeah, Malcolm in the Middle. She played Sylvia in 2004.
Right.
Her last credit on here, and that doesn't mean it was the last thing that she did. That's just the last credit on this list was 2019. Forky Asks Question, and she was Bitey White, not Betty White. Bitey White, Bitey.
Cute.
She was also in Toy Story 4 as Bitey White again.
Oh, wow, funny.
She was on Bones twice. I love Bones, guys. Just saying. She was on SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yes.
That's Beatrice. And that's all I'm going to say that. She was on WWE Raw as herself. Okay.
I remember that. I remember seeing that. What year was that came out?
That was 2014.
Okay.
She was over 80 years old.
Oh, does anyone remember the old school cartoon Hercules that was on TV before?
Yeah, she was Hephaestus.
I've seen that. Like she was actually Hestia.
Yeah, Hestia. Which a lot of people don't think of, but Hestia is one of the originators of the Crossroads legends.
Oh.
And yes, as you said, she was on The Simpsons as herself.
Yes.
You get that one.
Oh, yes.
She was on Family Guy, guys.
Yep.
Complete Savages, she played Mrs. Riley. I don't know which one of these guys, these people will remember the most. The Practice, she was Catherine Piper in 2004. I'm With Her, she played Betty White. Return to the Batcave, The Misadventures of Bert. She was a woman in the window during the bat climbing sequence.
Huh.
It was a Batman movie in 2003.
Huh.
Oh, Batman.
Wow. I mean, you got to be somebody when you are, when you cameo as yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, if that kind of just tells you just how remarkable she really was,
She was in Tom Sawyer in 2000 as Aunt Polly. That was a great role. I remember reading the book, so yeah. She just, like I said earlier, there's 124 actress credits on here. That's not credits. That doesn't always include. It includes mostly voice acting and on-screen acting, but it doesn't always include when you're on screen by yourself, and it doesn't always include when you're on the soundtrack alone. Treasury of Children's Stories. She performed Day at the Zoo and Day at Santa's Workshop. Saturday Night Live. She was on Saturday Night Live with Jazzy performing Thank You for Being a Friend, the theme song to the Golden Girls, in 2010.
That's cool. Yeah, she was the last remaining Golden Girl. By years. Decades. Legitimately decades. She outlived them.
She was on the 2011 TV series Charlie's Angels, singing I'm Still Hot. And yes, she was. But this woman is amazing. Now, I looked up a website for her. She did not have one. However, she did have her own Twitter.
Wow.
She needs a shrine.
Surprise me.
She needs a shrine. Seriously.
Somebody, well, yeah, I would think it would be up to her agent and friend to say there were some rumors about why she died. Some people were saying there was a false Twitter post that eat healthy and get all your vaccines. I just got boosted today. It was not a real post. It was a fabricated quote. And it showed up on Twitter and Facebook and the Associated Press. And some people thought that that's what led to her death. However, her agent and friend, Jeff Witjas, Witjas, said that she did not get a booster shot on that day. She died peacefully in her sleep at home. And it had nothing to do with it because she did not even get that shot that day, 3 days before she died. She died of natural causes, and her death should not be politicized. It is not that life that she lived. So keep the politics out of her life. That is not what she died of. And that she was not a political person.
No, she was neutral for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's smart. She wasn't stupid.
No.
Like you said earlier, a lot of the roles that she did play were, like for instance, Rose.
Yeah.
From the Golden Girls, she was, the St. Olaf stories and oh god, listen to that stuff. The way she pulled that off was just remarkable.
This is amazing with this stuff. I mean, the way she could pull off and act, and I remember. I remember thinking about her and and this is going to seem like a strange analogy, but thinking about Cassandra, who does Elvira.
Mm-hmm.
And Cassandra Peterson, right?
Right. And people saying that Cassandra's a airhead and so is Betty White. No, Betty White and Cassandra were not airheads. They are not at all.
No.
They're very smart women. And that's why they can play the airheads so well, is they really know, they get all that stuff. They're not letting people use it against them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
I found another credit. 2022 Betty White, A Celebration. It's being posthumously released. It's a docu-movie.
Oh, we gotta see that.
So I'm gonna keep my eyes open.
That'd be
for that.
interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, there's a lot of stuff that she did that, I mean, you wouldn't even think about it when she did it. I mean, it was her voice, her raspy, sexy voice. I can't do it.
No. Oh.
Her last Twitter post was a legitimate Twitter post, I should say. Was December 28th, 2021, my 100th birthday. I cannot believe it's coming up, and People magazine is celebrating it with me. The new issue of People is available on newsstands nationwide tomorrow, and she shows a picture of the magazine cover.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently this Betty White celebration was filmed before she died.
Wow. That's going to be haunting. That's going to be really haunting. For real. I mean,
she was...
I think that a lot of people really wanted to see her hit that milestone.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people just, that kind of struck a chord. I mean, honestly, I think it did for me as well, just because it's like, oh man, she so earned that. She just earned it. She earned it, but I
was talking to PA Nightmares, and
it
he
happens.
said she made 100 years because we celebrate our birthdays at the end of the year that we've completed.
That's true.
So
that is a very valid point. Very valid point.
And he's like, so she 100 years. She just didn't get to the last day of her 100th year, which would have been January 18th.
Right.
But yeah, she's, there's I already brought up the book. I can close that window now. So we were talking about what was it? The Queen and Betty White.
Yes.
Betty White is 4 years. 4 years older than the Queen.
Damn.
And she was not as rich as the Queen. The Queen mother loved the Golden Girls. And Betty White met the Queen mother and Princess Anne, her daughter, which is the Queen's sister. And yeah, that to me is... They were doing a live on stage Golden Girls thing. I can't remember what they called it. And the Queen Mother and Princess Anne were there, and they came up on stage with them afterwards.
Oh, wow.
That would have been amazing to,
No doubt.
experience. And
I mean, how does one be able to... how would you react if you found out that, the Queen is one of your fans? I mean, because legitimately,
I would love that.
One of Betty White's fan.
Who knows? She could be listening to
phenomenal.
our show. Probably no.
and I picture that they had here. I can't show it because it's a Getty image, but the picture that they had here of Betty White next to the Queen, and the Queen is wearing that beautiful crown that's got the teardrop emeralds on it, and they actually favor each other. It's really amazing. So yeah, it's let me. I can show you guys. I can't put it up on the screen, but I can show you guys.
Huge honor. Wow.
Ew.
That's mind blowing. I mean, yes, granted. I mean, no offense, Queen.
According to,
I'm just saying, don't strike me down. I'm just saying.
Betty White had an Instagram. Wow.
Huh.
Thank you, Mary. I didn't know that. I didn't find
And in the
that.
Guinness World Records as well.
Yeah, Guinness Book of World Records earned the record for the longest TV career of a female entertainer after 74 years in the industry.
Wow. That's mind blowing when you add it up like that. Oh my God. That's just nuts. No wonder,
Yeah.
Phenomenal woman.
She's the best thing since sliced bread. I'm sorry. I had to say.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm just saying, you're not wrong.
Oh, too funny.
I still can't. This one still blows my mind. I told you guys this earlier. In 2017, after 70 years in the industry, 70 years, she was invited to become a member of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. She was 95 years old, and that made her the oldest new member at the time. Now, 70 years.
Should have had it sooner.
Yeah.
Personally, but
why did it take so long?
Wow. I don't know.
Sierra, I haven't the slightest idea, but I
it could be.
To God, I mean, she should be in her own class of her own. I mean, there's just not many people out there that you can classify in that running that she had done as far as her career was concerned with acting and singing and I mean everything.
Yeah.
It's in a class of its own, honestly.
Born in Oak Park, Illinois, to Christine Tess, and it gives a nickname, I think this is, who was a homemaker, and her lighting company executive husband, Horace Logan White. He worked for the Krauss Heinz Electric Company. She is Danish, Greek, English, and Welsh.
That is a compliment right there.
No wonder she was Spitfire.
That really makes sense. Yeah, wow.
I thought I was messed up, but that's wow. That's quite the compliment.
Her first marriage lasted about 6 months. She married Dick Barker. Okay, I'm going to read because it's kind of funny. While volunteering with the American Women's Voluntary Services, White met her first husband, Dick Barker, a U.S. Army Air Force P-38 pilot. After the war, the couple married and moved to Bell Center, Ohio, where Barker owned a chicken farm. He wanted to embrace a simpler life, but she didn't enjoy it, so they returned to Los Angeles and divorced within the year. Now, they were married in July. They divorced in December. That's not a full year.
No.
Oh.
But, yeah. Wikipedia says 45 to 45, and I'm going, that doesn't tell me what happened there.
Right.
Nope.
Yeah. Her second marriage was to Lane Allen, who was a talent agent. I don't remember right.
No.
Yeah, Hollywood talent agent. They divorced because he wanted a family and she wanted a career, not children. She made that actually a conscious decision. She said that she was one of these people that is very focused on things.
Mm-hmm.
And she said if she had children, they would have been her main focus and her career would have gone away.
Mm-hmm.
So
I see.
That just goes to show right there, people, that, you know, you can make a conscious decision.
Yes.
Conscience, you know, conscience.
Caution.
Yeah, conscience too.
Conscious.
I can't even say it. Thank you. Anyways, yeah, I mean, you can make the decision. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Just saying.
People
Just
pressure
saying.
each other to like follow that
Yeah.
kind of role. Take a shot.
Right? Yeah. I doubled
Shame
up
on
and we needed to catch
Yes,
up.
yes.
Yeah. For your entertainment only, though. Yeah, you can make a conscious decision.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And they
you
were married
hold to it.
They were married for 2 years.
Mhm.
They married in 47 and divorced in 49. You know, my mom was born in 45. Yeah, I feel like, you know, that's when she had her first film credit on the list. So my mom's life was shorter than her career.
Mm-hmm.
Because my mom passed away in 2017.
Right.
So, yeah, Betty White has been in most of our lives, our whole life.
Yeah, just like I said before, she's like, you know, the female version of George Burns. Just she just did what she loved. She kept doing it, and she didn't let anyone tell her no.
Yeah.
Because if she wanted to, she was going to do it. But you know, she was smart about it.
Yeah,
she was smart about it.
She was savage for her time too.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In June 14th of 1963, she married television host personality Alan Ludden, who she met first on his game show Password in 1961. Her legal name was changed to Betty White Ludden. He proposed twice before she accepted. They were on The Odd Couple together. That's interesting. I didn't know that. But
that's right.
While they had no children, she was the stepmother to his 3 children from his previous marriage. His previous wife died of cancer, and he died in 1981. And on an interview with Larry King, he was asked why she didn't remarry. She responded by saying, "Once you've had the best, who needs the rest?" Mm-hmm. Told you she was Spitfire. When James Lipton
I like that. I like that because it reminds me of my grandmother. My grandmother was the same way. She married once, though. And when Grandpa passed away due to an accident, he was in a motorcycle accident. He was decapitated when he hit a tree. And she did not remarry. Didn't want to. Didn't feel the need to. She was, you know, she was true to him up until, you know, that was her thing. They were together. She loved him. Love of her life.
Yeah.
That was it, you know?
When asked by James Lipton on Inside the Actor's Studio that should heaven exist, what would she like God to say to her when she walked through the pearly gates? White replied, "Come on in, Betty. Here's Alan." Speaking of her late husband. Sweet. That is beautiful. I love that.
It is. That's a tough one that she, you know, when you think about it, to be in that situation like that. I mean, when you love somebody that much and then you lose them,
it's hard to deal with. It's I mean, I can't imagine my husband. It's
devastating in itself.
And I know he's not my first husband, but you know, he has been. I can't say that we have. I can't say that we haven't had our times. Mm-hmm. We have. And at one point he said, "That's it. I love you, but I can't take the kids." And it took a lot for him to take on 2 children that were not his own as his own to raise them. Mm-hmm. Even though they weren't babies, they were, my oldest was 9 years old. So, it takes a lot for a man to do that. And he did it. He stayed. He didn't leave that day. We worked it out. We had a lot of family discussions after that. But, you have your ups and downs, but marriage isn't going to be...
No, it's not peachy all the time. If it's peachy all the time, there's something wrong. I'm sorry, but...
Yes.
You're going to be
But
perturbed.
to be able to reach... Yeah, when you reach that point in life, when you find that person that it is truly, a condition, unconditional love, where it doesn't matter. And that's the way it should be. It should be. You work through your problems. You find ways to do what you need to do to... to get through.
And you work together.
It takes a person to do that. Yeah, exactly. It's 110% both ways.
It's not 50-50.
No, it is not 50-50. And I'm a true believer of that. That 50-50 crap. No, it should be 110 both ways.
Right.
You'll know when you find that person. And it's really difficult to try to replace that person if you have to. If something bad happens, it's not something that you can. You achieve that.
Yeah, I think of 2 things when you said that. One is from Hotel Transylvania. You zing. You get that zing.
Yep, the zing.
The zing. Yep. And if you're lucky and you use the one you zinged with, which normally you only zing with one person, if you zing with the second person after you've lost the first zing, you're very lucky. And then I think of and I'm sorry, I play my werewolves this way, okay? In werewolf mythos, and a lot of werewolf mythos actually, they know their mates when they meet them at a certain age. It could be, in some cases it's older or younger.
An imprint.
But they imprint.
You're getting dangerously close to Twilight there. You're getting dangerous.
Well,
yes.
There's one story about a werewolf who met his mate. She was like 5 years old and he was 18 or something like that. And he didn't realize that that's what he was experiencing, and she had no clue. They didn't meet until around 18 years later because things happened. Her family was killed. They thought that she was dead. He didn't think he was going to have a mate because he knew that she had been his mate, and he found her again because she had been taken in by another pack when they found her. They didn't know who she was. And so he found her again, and he rescued her basically and took her back with him. And then it comes out that he's like 10 years older than she is. And it's like, well, actually in our world that doesn't really matter. But if at that point she was over 18, so it didn't really matter anyway.
Right.
So nice. And then in other werewolf lines, they don't. There's an age when they find their mates, and they don't usually find their mates until they're like 16, 17, 18, 20. Depending on which mythos you read, it's one of those upper ages. So you go through high school, dating other people. I think that would be hard to do, dating and not knowing if that person is meant for you or not. Although,
that's just like everyday life. I'm sorry, but
I mean,
how many times did we go dating someone and be like, "Is this the one?" Oh God, I hope not.
Yeah, well, and that's one of the
God,
things.
I love this person. I hope it is, but no. It's
And that's one of the things that I was listening to somebody else talk about dating. And they're like, you date to find the qualities of the person that you want
Yeah, it is.
to be
And
that one.
There's some people that really just dive right into it and just don't, expect that like instant kind of gratification or something like that,
Yeah.
or make assumptions about that person and say, okay, dude, people, I don't care if you're young or old, take your effing time when it comes to
Well,
dating somebody. Really
it's
look
like
at them close.
I was just thinking about that the other day. What the concept of love? How do you know when somebody actually loves you versus they fell in love with the concept of love?
Or they fell
You
in
know what I
love with
mean?
being a couple.
Yes.
They fell in love
Mhm.
with being involved with somebody.
Although
And
I'll
it's
give somebody a handy
usually,
tip.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And
Give
the
I think
somebody a
it's
handy tip here.
okay.
Sorry, I need to say this right here. This is going to sound really unusual. I'm giving everybody some dating advice here.
Dating
All
advice
right.
with Dame Saturday.
Yes, definitely with the Grim Reaper of all unlikely people. I'm going to say this. When you're going to meet somebody and you're going to date them and you really want to be permanent and serious, don't go to a bar. A
No.
lot of people like to go to nightclubs or things like that. Oh, because they're not there to be serious. Don't go to a bar or maybe an anime convention if you're that shy and awkward. Okay, fine, maybe. But you have to be careful about that sort of thing. But also, I'm going to say the best place to find your perfect mate, no matter what gender they are or anything like that, go to your local grocery store.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
I know that's hard to say or conceive of, but hear me out. I'm going to explain why. Go to your grocery store. It's because people go there every day and they pick out items that fit their lifestyle. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what they have in their shopping carts will actually give you clues to that person about not only about their dietary things, but also personality.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, think about it. If they have it full of beer, then that person likes to party a lot, or they are depressed,
They're drunk.
or that sort of thing,
Yeah.
or for example, or they have dietary food.
Yeah.
And they're really health conscious, or they could be
Could be
diabetic,
diabetic.
retentive, or something like that. Yeah, they can give you clues about that, or look at the movies that they might throw in. Some people still like to do old school DVDs and things like that, especially at Walmart. They like to find stuff like that. And,
$5 movie
or-
bin is the best.
yes, they like for old school stuff that can give you clues of their interests or whatever books that they happen to throw in their cart.
Mm-hmm.
That can give you clues or whatever clothes that they may throw in there. And that aside from that, and also how they talk and act, it's actually a really good psychological analysis on that person, and you find what is attractive
Right.
from there. It can give
See,
you big clues.
What I think is that the one that you are could possibly I think it's when you least expect it is when you find the one.
Oh, it definitely. That's.
Yeah.
I mean,
Least expect it. You're not looking. It's the least expected.
I'd given up.
Suddenly they're gone. Yeah.
I'd given up
Oh, yeah.
because
Me too.
I'd been divorced for 9 years.
Yeah.
I had 2 kids. I mean, what are you going to, what? I'd been divorced for 9 years. I wasn't exactly dating. I wasn't exactly doing anything but taking care of my kids and going to work. You know, I was online chatting with people. Yes. I, chatted with some of the radio guys that I talked to, which I haven't talked to in years now. Strange how that happens. And you know, I wasn't I'd given up. I was like, it's not going to happen. I mean, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And one of the radio guys, we talked to IT because he was their IT guy, said, hey, we're all going to see the new Planet of the Apes at the theater. Since your mom is here, she can take care of the kids. Why don't you come join us? And I was like, I don't think I can. And I brought it up with my mom, and she's like, yeah, go. And so I went during lunch that afternoon, drove all the way from work down to Gulfport, got my tickets, and came back. This is before you could buy your tickets online, guys. Or I would have done that. And then I came home from work, I changed clothes, and I went. And the guy I was talking to that talked me into going actually talked his roommate, who was he worked a lot of jobs. He worked as security, VIP security. He worked at Walmart, and he worked as a police officer. And he had a really bad day at the police station, and Jimmy said, hey, why don't you just come and chill with us at the movies, and we'll get some laughs and have, it's a crowd, them, and blah blah blah. So he talked him into coming. Wasn't even expecting to meet him there, because I had talked to him on the forums for the radio station, but not really seriously. I mean, we'd had varying political beliefs, because we contradicted each other a lot on the forums.
Oh, how funny.
And we ended up being the ones that ended up inside saving seats for the 22 people that we had in our group. And we started at the end, and as people came in, we moved in towards the middle, and we ended up sitting next to each other. And while we're in there waiting, he goes, Jimmy says you like guns. What do you
You're right there. You like guns? Well, yes, I do.
And
well,
I see nothing wrong with it.
Fancy now.
And he also says, you're a police officer. What do you carry? A Glock, a Beretta, or a Swiss and Wesson? And because I knew he carried a 9mm, and he said he'd carried a Glock, but he really wished it was a Beretta. And I said, I like the Smith & Wesson better. The action's smoother, and it doesn't give me as much kickback. And he was like, what? Wait, what?
This is the only person that I know that's woman that can handle a 357, people. And it says something right there. I'm saying she can do a 45, no problem. Yeah,
the first gun I shot was the first handgun I shot was a 45 special 5-shot.
Good God.
Yeah.
Some kick.
And
I'm just saying
it may have had some kick, but it didn't kick for me.
Pun intended.
Yeah, it didn't kick for me because my instructor, she's okay, you guys go at it, and it was the first time I'd ever shot a gun or yeah, let's just say handgun. And I had a 5-shot grouping right in the heart of the target. And she says, I don't know who you're thinking about, but keep thinking about them.
Oh my God. I know, right?
Although,
that's nice.
I need to bring up a little observation going back to the food and the grocery shopping and how you can profile somebody. This is a little observation I say, then don't take offense to anything of this nature, but this is something I've noticed, is that people who buy a lot of sugary stuff, like a lot of junk food and things like that, like they're very carefree, but also they tend to have a really childlike nature. And
I'm listening.
Sorry, but also like the ones I met that were like that were very emotionally immature, and I've noticed that sort of characteristic here.
Some of them are, but that's not a bad characteristic in moderation.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that there's two sides to it, and again, shot. You can take it that way.
I feel personally attacked right now.
But it's just an observation that
As Mary
I've
goes
seen.
through the whole shopping, the whole shopping journey is nothing but getting bacon.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So,
No, you guys
yes.
should see what I'm such I get my groceries delivered and I'm just
Yeah.
Bacon.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you see that a lot in the cart and such, just saying, okay, fine, they have a really childlike nature, but take precautions. They can be emotionally immature about certain things, so
And
be
you
careful.
actually you have to be careful with that anyway, because you don't know if that is always
A heart
for
attack
them.
waiting to happen.
Well, I was thinking always for them, because
Well, of course they're going to be like defending that bacon, like
Right.
it's their life.
Yeah,
I mean, that's their baby. Just like, oh, what you got there? No.
I'm very food aggressive, so I can't imagine. Like, in general.
So
Come on.
what trademark of the 3 trademarks of Betty White? I already said her seductive, raspy voice, which, if you want to listen to seductive, raspy voices, I think BB's and Philia Noctis's comes to my head.
No.
Yeah.
I know Philia. Philia's got a beautiful voice. I love listening to her. I really do.
And sparkling blue eyes, which she definitely had. Always smiling and a sunny disposition. And anytime you see a picture of Betty White, she is smiling. Anytime you saw her on film, she was... It was just what came across. Even in serious matters, she was that positive point. So, yeah, she's only 5'4". I still... That drives me head.
That's so huggable for me. That's huggable for me. I'm sorry.
Me too.
I'm 5'3", so
It is.
I'd have to still look up at her, but short. I'm short.
You sure?
That's huggable.
Yeah,
That's
welcome
huggable
to my
right
life.
there. How tall are you, Mary?
Like 5'2".
Yeah, shut up. I thought you were
Yeah.
like 5'11". You look like that you'd just be a really tall person.
You
I
know,
always thought that.
the audience
I
wants to
always
be
thought that.
curious. The audience is going to be curious, like, okay, how tall is each lady here? All right, you do that part. You're
Mary.
5'7", Mina, right?
Right.
I'm 5'6". How tall are you, BB?
5'3".
Oh, we're all in the 5-foot zone. My mom was 5 foot 5.5. My whole life, my mom was 5'5.5". And my dad
mom was like 5 with rollers in her head. I was like, Mom, how does it feel that you need to be in a child car seat in order to legally ride in our vehicle because of your height? How does that feel? She just like, shut up. It's true though. Anything under 5, you're supposed to be in a child seat. I'm like, people, come on now.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
But that is funny. White was known for her animal welfare advocacy. That's that word like you had earlier, BB.
Yes.
Or you could say, involvement, right?
Right.
I
She
can
was
English today. I promise you I can English today.
She was a
No,
pet
I-
enthusiast and a animal welfare advocate. She worked with the Los Angeles Zoo Commission as well as many other animal foundations, Morse Animal Foundation, African Wilderness Foundation, Actors and Others for Animals, etc., 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 etc. She served as a judge alongside Whoopi Goldberg and Wendy Diamond for the America Humane's Hero Dog Awards in 2011. So,
I didn't
yeah.
know that.
She was the first lady of television. She had her own show, The Betty White Show. I'm too young to have watched it, except in reruns. I don't even remember seeing it in reruns, honestly. I'm sure we could find DVDs of it.
Mm-hmm.
But she was criticized in the southern states for having Arthur Duncan, a black tap dancer, on her variety show and was asked to remove him.
Mm.
In 2018, on a documentary, well, let me back up. 63 years after the show was canceled in 2017, he appeared as a special guest on a series premiering the reality talent shows Little Big Shots Forever Young, where he performed and reunited with White, thanking her again for her support. In 2018, she recalls that they received threats to have the show taken off the air if they didn't get rid of Arthur Duncan because he was black. And she refused, saying, he stays, live with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's savage too.
I can hear her saying that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's feisty.
Damn.
I want to be Betty White when I grow up. I want to be Betty White when I grow up.
That's my dream.
Patches even wants to be Betty White.
Mm-hmm.
She was
quite a woman.
Yes.
Yes.
Supporter and advocate of LGBT rights. She had a close friend. His name was Liberace, for those of you who know who that was.
I had a lizard named Liberace, thank you very much. A designer leopard gecko, and I named him Liberace because he had these blue eyelids and these yellow eyelashes, and it just looked like it was
appropriate right there.
Yes.
Very befitting.
Liberace is a very, very wonderful showman. If you ever get to see some of his performances, I recommend it. But he was, in fact, gay. And she sometimes accompanied him to premieres. They were very close friends. Her comment, I'm trying to see where this was. It looks like a 2011 interview. She said, if a couple has been together all that time, and there are gay relationships that are more solid than some heterosexual ones, I think it's fine that they want to get married. I don't know how people can get so anti-something. Mind your own business, take care of your affairs, and don't worry about other people so much.
Yeah.
Amen.